Life is short. Life is very short. I like life. I like it. I feel like even if it ends up being short, I got lucky to have it, because life is an amazing gift when you think about what you get with a basic life. Not even a particularly lucky life or a healthy life. If you have a life, it's here's your boilerplate deal with life. This is basic cable, what you get when you get life. You get to be on Earth. First of all, oh my God, what a location. This is Earth, and for trillions of miles in every direction, it sucks so bad. It's so that your eyes bolt out of your head because it's so bad. You get to be on Earth and look at it, as long as you're not blind or whatever it is. You get to be here, you get to eat food, you get to put bacon in your mouth. I mean, when you have bacon in your mouth, it doesn't matter who's president or anything. You just, Every time I'm eating bacon, I think, I could die right now, and I mean it. That's how good life is. You get to fuck. That's free if you're smart. That comes with. That's part of the deal. Where else are you gonna get that deal? You get to put your in there and go in and out. Pretty good. And if you're a woman, you get to just lay back and just have it just shoving in and out of you awkwardly. Anytime you want. Anytime you want. If you're a gay man, you get to just fill your boyfriend's ass with your just fill it all the way to the balls. And it's nice and warm and tight in there. And he's your buddy. If you're a lesbian, you get to do all the stuff they're doing. And, it's a great deal. You get to eat, you get to fuck, you get to read To Kill a Mockingbird. It's a great life.
But it's nice having a girlfriend. It's better than being married, because, you know, with a girlfriend you can switch, and marriage is that's hard. I feel bad for people that are in a bad marriage. If you're in a bad marriage, by the way, you know what you should do? Just stay home. Don't make people, just self-quarantine. Don't make people look at you. You know those couples that come over for dinner and they're holding a gun to each other's heads like, hi, thanks for having us. There's always that awful moment at dinner. One of them's like, we saw that show on Wednesday. The other one's like, it wasn't Wednesday. I'm gonna puke because of your life. Oh, that's bad. I was on an airplane one time, and a married couple came on, and they had been sat separately. There was some mistake, so they're trying to figure it out. And the woman, she's supposed to sit here, she comes up to me and she says, would you mind moving so I can sit with my husband? And he's behind her, he's like, and I wanted to help him. But what am I going to say to his wife? Just, no, I won't move. Then I have to sit with her. So I just got off the plane. I didn't go on the trip. I got off the plane, and it took off, and it hit the World Trade Center. So that was bad. I'll never forget that day. That was so unnecessary. That was wildly unnecessary. I don't know, man. I'm sorry. Mentally ill. I don't know what it is. I've been thinking about this. You know, I think the thing is, I think I learned too early in my life that when I say something and people get angry, I just like how that feels. I don't know why, but I learned it too early. I think that's the problem. I learned that when I was 6. That's too young for that kind of, you know. I learned all the bad words when I was 6. I learned them all in one day from this old dude who hung around our neighborhood. I don't know if he lived there or what, but there was this old dude with his coat and a dark tooth that was always walking around my neighborhood. And if you were a kid walking alone, he'd walk up and, hey, talk to you. Because it was the 70s. You could just walk up to kids and talk to them. Now you can't even them. It's crazy how things are... I'm sorry. I know it's wrong to kids, by the way. Just to be clear, I know that children is wrong. I don't even need to be told. I just know that it's wrong. I would know it was wrong even if it was popular. Even if people were like, you should kids, it's great. I wouldn't do it. Even if kids came up to me all the time, you should me, I like it, I wouldn't mind at all. I would say, no, thank you, young man. Even if doctors proved that it was beneficial to the health of children to them, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't a kid to save his life. That's... Even if somebody said to me, if you just this one kid, then no kid will ever get ever again. I might have to that one kid. That might be the right thing to do. I'm saving all those kids. Oh, I'm saving them all. Not you. Not you. You're the last one. Hypothetically. Anyway, so the old man came up to me on the street, and he said, "Hey, do you want to know all the bad words?" And I said, "Yes, I think I do." So he's like, "All right, okay, piss, balls, ass, cock, diarrhea, fart, cum." And I was like, just felt so good. I went to school, I went right up to my teacher, I said, piss, balls, ass, cock, diarrhea, cum, fart. And she started crying. It's a true story. She was like, I started crying. I had a boner. I was so happy. It's the best moment of my life. I had to go to the principal's office. He said, do you kiss your mother with that mouth? I said, no, but I eat her with it. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, relationships are tough. That's what I'm talking about.
Actually, lizards. Who, I mean, literally, there's people that think they're lizards from outer space.
Yeah, that's true.
Who eat human flesh. I don't know if anybody's ever asked you directly, sir, but are you a lizard?
I don't think
Are
he's
you
a lizard.
actually? Can you just please give that a straight answer? Are you a lizard person?
Louis a little left-leaning,
No,
sir.
I'm not. Let him answer. Are you a lizard?
Here's the short answer.
Yeah.
I'm in New York City. I walk down the street. People walk up, shake hands, stop me. They want an autograph.
He's a lizard.
Want to get a photograph with me. Go to eat last night at dinner, and Joyce and I were sitting there in the little Italian restaurant. and a man came up and said he'd like to buy my dinner, and I refused. And it turns out I paid for my dinner. The next thing I know, the waiter comes back and said the man insisted to pay for your dinner, and here's your canceled receipt for paying.
Oh, wow, that's very
See,
nice.
there's plenty of people that...
But
You didn't answer the question.
He's
That was-
not going
I
to
think you're
dignify...
hanging around with the wrong people.
He's not going to dignify an answer to, are you a lizard,
He
Louis?
deflected. Why not?
Because
Just tell me
he's
no.
not a lizard.
What is the story about getting somebody paid for your dinner? I would pay for a lizard's dinner.
I think I understood the fact that there are people out there that appreciate what he's done as a leader. And
there's plenty of evidence that this guy is a well-decorated and
Yes.
appreciated American. and he has more credibility than almost anybody.
Exactly.
But I just want to know if he's a lizard.
He's not a lizard. Stop it. I want to apologize, Mr. Rumsfeld. Louis C.K. is a stand-up comedian, and I do not share his ideology one iota.
Matter of fact, we're meeting him for the first time. We don't even really know him, so we apologize.
Exactly.
It's usually just me and Anthony, but we said, what the hell, we'll try out this local comedy.
Mr. Rumsfeld, I want to ask you a little bit about the situation that's going on now in the Middle East. You are an envoy to the Middle East. What do you see happening there? What's your take on the whole situation?
Well, I think what's happening is that we had good relations with many of the governments in there, in that region, and it was contributing to a stable situation that you can have a popular protest and revolution, and the winner is not the people that are looking for greater opportunity. The winner often is a minority group that is very disciplined, very well organized, and very vicious, like Hezbollah in Lebanon, and or like the Ayatollahs in Iran.
Yeah.
So you could get the Muslim Brotherhood.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Radical extremists.
Exactly.
Over Egypt, which would be terribly dangerous.
Absolutely.
Listen, and these are great questions, Anthony, and they're questions that Mr. Rumsfeld is going to answer better than almost anybody in the world.
Yeah.
But I still want to know if he's a lizard.
And if he is, stop it.
If he's tasted human flesh.
No, stop.
I just want to know.
Mr. Rumsfeld, again, I want to apologize for Louis C.K. He's a stand-up comedian. He's playing at the Borgata.
It's
go to
a legitimate.
Borgata.com.
Look, if he's a lizard who has eaten people,
don't encourage him. It'll just make him worse.
See, and I will stop the second I get a denial. I'll stop asking.
Tell Louis that my grandchildren are listening.
See?
Well, listen, they have a right to know, too.
No, he's not a lizard, and he's not tasted human flesh.
But you're answering. That's easy for you to say.
I can answer because I know the guy is a great American, a great patriot.
Yes, I totally agree with that.
He's done great things for this country. And
yes, Anthony. Is he a lizard? Is Cheney a lizard?
No, they're not. They are people.
Any Mexican babies? Have they eaten any human beings?
Stop it. Stop it. I know, Mr. Rumsfeld, I apologize. Louis C.K.
I paid for this microphone, mister. I want an answer.
Funny. I don't understand it. Where do you see the where do you see the 2012 elections going? Do you see the Republicans taking the White House again? And who do you see as maybe a good front runner for the Republicans?
You know, I don't think there is one. I think it's one of those rare times when there's not an incumbent president running and there's not a vice president running and there's not an obvious person. And I think what we ought to do is watch them run around the track a while and see how they handle things. It's a tough job, as President Obama is finding out. It's a lot easier to campaign than
exactly.
And so I think we ought to watch all these candidates. There's some terrific ones running, and I think some of them have executive experience. Some of them have a lot of legislative experience. And see how they handle. Because what's going to happen is they're going to get asked tough questions. They're going to get put in difficult positions. And we're going to then be able to see how their brains work, how they react, how they handle things, what kind of people they recruit for their campaign team, how effective they are in organizing. And all of those are attributes that are helpful for a president.
Before the Lizard Council meets and decides who to appoint.
The Lizard Council doesn't appoint a president. And he's not part of the Lizard Council.
If they do, don't you want to know?
No.
Don't you at least want to give him a chance to say, no, I'm not a lizard?
I don't want to picture Donald Rumsfeld on the other end of this phone listening to you asking
with red
lizard
questions.
Eyes. No, he's not with red. Mr. Rumsfeld.
We have to deal with people who aren't perfect on occasion.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to tell Louis.
And then, so how many guys do you think you've met that died by hanging?
Oh, Jesus.
That's a good question.
Yeah, more than one.
Yeah.
More than one.
More than one, see?
Yeah. I've never met anybody I met a girl who hung herself. But I never met anybody who was sentenced to hang.
He's had to deal with thugs during his career at some point.
Sure.
He's, the world. And a lot of people judge things, I've noticed, Mr. Rumsfeld, a lot of people judge things based on what's going on now. They don't take it in the context of the history and what was going on at the time. Now, during the Cold War, I think we were willing, as Americans and the press, to accept a lot more covert action on the part of the government for our own safety than we are now. Do you think that's a better thing, that there's so much more information available now? Or is it a kind of a good thing for the government to have maybe a little bit of a little more covertness in their actions?
Oh, I think you're right. I think that we live in a world where there are relatively few countries that are like we are. We have free political systems, and that means that we have got to have intelligence gathering activities if we're going to protect the American people.
Exactly. But American safety is like the biggest deal to us. American defense. We've got to keep the American people safe. But what if a whole lot of people in other places have to die in order for us to be safe? Like, what if you found out that a lot of America was going to get hurt unless we just took France and just wiped it out? Would you trade France?
Hypothetical.
Would you trade France for Texas and Arizona?
Can you imagine if I answered that question?
Thank you.
What the news lead would be?
Exactly.
It would be like the answering your earlier question, where I would deny that I'm something that you asked me.
Right. He's not going to deny he's a lizard.
But he hasn't officially denied it.
What would be hurt by denying that you're a lizard?
I did not just arrive in town falling off a turnip.
There are no turnip carts in New York City.
Well, he didn't fall off of one.
No,
regardless.
I totally understand. But no, that's fascinating to me. What would be hurt by denying? And I'm not going to ask you to deny it now. I'm more interested in what would be hurt if you denied that you're a lizard.
He's justifying the question.
Sorry, I brought it up. I apologize.
No.
I mean, we like to think that we're a comedy show, so we're just kind of asking a silly question.
But that is fascinating to me.
Don't get to precede your shows with a soliloquy about the context.
I really am a naive 8-year-old.
You know what I mean? It's like every time I've edited, when you put together, but it's a good question, because when you put together shows, whenever I've edited something with someone else, one of the reasons I love doing my show is that I edit it myself, because when you edit with somebody and they're doing something that's not working, and you go, or when somebody shows me something of theirs, like if I have a friend who's doing a TV show and they show me a cut of it, and I go, this part was confusing, I'm not getting that, and then they explain it to me. No, see, this is from before when he did the thing, and that when I showed that, and I always say to them, well, as long as you're sitting next to every viewer giving that explanation, then go ahead and cut it that way. But people take stuff in this raw way. And most people don't really remember what they saw, and most people don't really take in about 60% of what they're watching. So I think the context of Lucky Louie was that no show looked like it. No one knew why the fuck we would make a show that looks like that. And no one had ever seen a show that had a basic 3-camera family format where we would say cunt.
Laughs too, by the way. I went back and forth with the critic because the laughs were so booming that people thought, and this is one of the things I loved about you, is that you would never sweeten, and you did not like a lot of time we would do a joke, it didn't work, and you'd come to me and go, all right, what do you got, let's try something else. We would try something else. Sometimes that would work, sometimes it wouldn't, but you always left it. If the joke didn't get a 9, you left it as a 6. You didn't change. Those were real laughs.
Well, a show is supposed to have a ebb and flow. Any scene in any show should have a quiet part, a loud part, explosions, parts where you come back a little bit. It's like watching a baseball game. You're watching a game develop. You're watching the show, you're watching a guy's at-bat develop. You're watching him work the count to 3-1, whatever it is. And then you know, wow, there's potential now because there's 3-1. Oh, miss. So now it's even potential. You're watching this, and then when the guy hits a home run, it's a huge victory. But the way people make TV now is that they just wanted to. I mean, what would it be like if every baseball game was just home runs?
Right.
Home runs. No, not even outs. Just till everybody gets tired and goes home.
Yeah.
It's boring. So to me, a show should have this natural feeling to it, which our show did. A scene would develop. Some parts would work, some parts wouldn't. Some parts would explode, and it would mean something. Instead of this, every TV show now just has exactly the same laugh for every joke. It's unwatchable to me.
It's awful.
But it is what TV has been. And had been when Lucky Louie came on. What was that, 2005?
It might have been 6 or 5 or 6. Yeah, it might have been 5.
So I'm going to say there was a good 25 years of TV made exactly the same way. How the f*** do you beat that? I mean, how do you come on and not be seen as just a jarring, strange, and intelligent people didn't understand it. Intelligent people said there's a laugh track. I mean, we even had us saying, like when they did in Happy Days, when Happy Days came on, there was a credibility problem for sitcoms because of the laugh track. They had overused the laugh track. So Gary Marshall on the Three's, not Three's Company, Happy Days, and Laverne and Shirley, they had one of the characters say Happy Days was filmed before a live audience. They said it out loud. Yes. They didn't even print it. They said it out loud to make sure you knew that they're not that these laughs are real. We did the same thing. We felt like we needed to do this.
Pam would do it, right?
Pamela did it. I did it. Did you ever do one?
I never did one, no.
And then we did that, and people would fucking professional TV reviewers would watch the show, hear that with their ears, and they would write canned laughter.
You know what's and this is what they didn't see, is a lot of times before the show, you'd go out and talk to the audience, and I remember you saying something to the effect of, don't laugh if you don't think it's funny. If you think it's funny, laugh. If you don't think it's funny, don't laugh. You really, you kind of told the crowd it was okay just to relax and react naturally, which to me just makes people feel comfortable to laugh.
Well, I still say that when I film stand-up for my show now, because a lot of my show has me doing stand-up at the club, at the Comedy Cellar, I tell that audience, because every audience thinks they're an actor in the show. But they're supposed, because you go to like Letterman or TV tapings, and they tell you to really go nuts. And I don't think anything sickens me more than manufactured enthusiasm. People when, this guy, woo, and they all go bananas.
It's hard.
You're left out of it. I don't think anyone. I mean, like when I remember when I did Hilarious. Well, the first time I did produced my own special was Chewed Up, and the producers said, "We want you to look like you're a rock star when you walk on that stage." And I said, "Why? I'm not. I'm a comedian, and I don't. When I'm watching something, I don't like Dane's special Vicious Circle when it comes out to and there's a stadium of people cheering him on. If you're a new viewer and you don't know who this guy is, you're like, well, I guess this is some party I missed, because I just want to watch a person go on and earn their credibility from scratch. So I tell the audiences at the Comedy Cellar, don't have it. You're here because I'm doing a show for you. You're the audience. So make me earn it. Don't laugh if it's not funny.
I also feel embarrassed when they're too hyped up and I walk out. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to live up to this. And I know you were put up to it.
Yeah, exactly.
When they do a special, I went bananas when I just used shooting for HBO. Yeah. And they were having, we were doing Down and Dirty, and they were having the audiences laugh. Give us a laugh. And the crowd laughs.
That's the worst thing in the world. And I've had fights with directors about that they want to get laughs for editing purposes. If you can't edit a concert without those extra laughs, you're a moron. It's hard. It's a challenge. Like, I've had moments where you're trying to make an edit in a special that's got a hiccup in it, and you go find a piece of a laugh somewhere else to use, or a piece of applause, and it never ends up working anyway. You end up just doing another cut. But when they do that to an audience, they make an audience feel like and they lose a lot of your credibility before you come out.
Because then they then the reaction becomes almost like when someone pokes you, you go, ow! It's almost like, ah! They understand the rhythm of the punchline.
Yes.
And it's not natural.
They're not listening anymore.
It's so encouraging to see that, because it's like, you didn't clean up, you didn't change who you are, you're still the same despicable wretch, and it's like, you're doing it, I was like, your way, but you're doing what you want to do, and it's working, man. And it's like, what inside of you gives you the ability to do that, and not just go, I'm humiliated, I can't do it.
Well, it's every failure I've ever had, because I have failed hard, and I've been the center of negative attention, at least twice, with Pootie Tang and Lucky Louie.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people that enjoyed trashing that show.
Yeah, they did, right? It was irritating.
There was people that attacked it unnecessarily. I remember after we were on the air for 8 months. We had weathered this storm. There was this feeling like we had our bad reviews, we had our good reviews, and with that information, the American public is deciding to watch the show. We're growing. And then a reviewer here in New York, David Abanks-Cooley,
scumbag,
he didn't review the show. The Daily News, his paper, had reviewed it with another reviewer who said positive things about it. He didn't write a review and analyzing the show, which I think is what critical writing is supposed to be, analysis of art. I think it's a legitimate field to be an expert in television, watch TV shows, and then write an analysis. When critics are supposed to do this, write what the show is like, describe it from a professional point of view. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not just a viewer, but this is what this show is. I don't think it works because of these reasons. Here's the historical context of it. It's much like this show, much like this other. Here's what I think they're trying to do. Here's where I think they fail.
Right.
But he didn't do that. He wrote one of these reviewers believe that they should be affecting how TV's made, and they think they should, they like that power. So he wrote an article that the gist of it was HBO needs to cancel Lucky Louie, even though it only has 4 episodes left. And even though HBO doesn't need to cancel shows because they don't sell advertising, if you have a show that's ratings are poor, the advertisers are losing money. So you have to cancel it before it's finished. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
HBO is a subscription service,
right,
and it doesn't have a reason to cancel. By canceling a show. And our ratings were increasing. So David Bianculli wrote, they should cancel the show to make a statement that they know the show is a mistake. And he put people's jobs on the line. He doesn't, you know what I mean? If you don't like a show, that's one thing. And if you write and trumpet your hatred for a show, you're welcome to do it. But there are people who like it, and there are people who are making it, and it's their life. Like, it was just, to me, it was like a way overstepping. Like, who the needs to read this?
Didn't he get? He's not with the Daily News.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I think he was fired. Or
might be a guy who I'd read something else of his that I would. But he took this.
No, I detest him. I hope he's a lump somewhere.
Reason to write that, and I wrote him an email telling him that I objected and then I erased it. I've done that a lot. I've written a lot of angry emails and erased them just as a way to get it out. But anyway, you asked me some a long time ago. The point is, I've been the center of attention, of negative attention, a couple of times. I've had my worst nightmare come true, and I survived it. It didn't hurt me as badly as I thought it would. And indeed, I gained every time, gained hugely. And I wouldn't trade those bad experiences for anything. So what that tells me is when I start trying something, the bad version of it, I could take it. Like, I have no fear because my worst fears have been realized, and it wasn't so bad. It would be like if you started boxing and you're like, I'm afraid to get punched in the face. Anybody is. And your first few times you get punched in the face, you're like, I don't hate this.
Right.
And I'm good at the boxing.
And I'm not dead.
I'm not dead. I don't hate it. And I'm succeeding sometimes. Why? This is what I'm going to do. You know what I mean?
And you have complete control here.
Oh, at FX is totally unbridled control. But it comes with good, I mean, it comes with credibility. I've had failures, but I've turned it out. And by the way, the 2 failures that I've had have both, in my view, been vindicated by people watching. People still watch like.
But I'm really glad you're here. This is a sizable crowd. This is a big place. There's about 2,500 people here. And that's a lot of people. That's enough people to be like a sample of the population. 2,500 people is enough people that you're all going to experience a lot. There's enough people here to say that within 2 months, at least one of you will die. I'm just saying, I think it's probably accurate to say that out of any random group of 2,500 people, not all of you are going to make it to Christmas. Unfortunately, there's going to be at least one of you here tonight is going to ruin your family's Christmas by dying a shitty death. And I don't know who it is. I'm sorry. I don't know, your death is whatever. Some people, they want you to do things when they die with their, like, I want you to take my ashes and sprinkle. Fuck you, I'm not doing none of that shit. You're dead. I'm not going to run errands for you after you're dead. You don't matter anymore. Some people try to do something, noble with their bodies. They try to have their bodies have some use after they're dead, which I think is a good thought. You're only borrowing your body. You're only borrowing everything. If your body's worth anything when you're done with it, you should pass it on. That's something I really believe. I mean, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to. Ew, it's mine. I have a lot of beliefs, and I live by none of them. That's just the way I am. They're just my beliefs. I just like believing them. I like that part. They're my little believies. They make me feel good about who I am. But if they get in the way of a thing I want, or I want to jack off or something, do with that? But some people take their body. My grandmother, she just for the layman. My grandmother, she gave her body to a medical school, so for it to just be examined and dissected. Which is a good thought for that, but they're her survivors, or her family. That was a person. That was my grandmother. She used to wear glasses and say things. And now she's just shaved head on a metal table with a hungover medical student trying to dig out her pancreas, and he gets an F. Imagine being the body where the kid got an F on you. The teacher's like, "No, you idiot." And he writes F on her tit with a Sharpie and just throws her down a chute on a pile of F body. So, I don't care about her. Shut up, idiot. Just shut your mouth. Did you hear me before? Okay, so what am I going to do with my body? I'm going to die, and I got to tell people what to do with my remains. And I have an idea for something to do with my body, or for other people to do with it, that will do good in the world. And it doesn't exist yet as like an institution, but I'm going to create it, starting with my body. And what it is, it's a place where you can go and be with a dead body, and you just do whatever you want. And the point of this is that there are people out there who have sexual compulsions, and they can't control them. And so they go and they bother alive people. And this, you get it out of your system. This is the deal. You go in the room, there's nobody else with you, you got 90 minutes, you just do whatever you want. Whatever it is. Shit in my mouth, you want to stick my toe in your piss on my face, whatever is the thing you got to do. Jack off with the cartilage of my ear, whatever is your heart's desire. I want to be the Willy Wonka for perverts. You can come on my back and pretend that I'm your father. I am dead, I don't mind.
I was reading to my kids the other night. We have a rule that if they get their teeth brushed and their goddamn pajamas on by 7:30, I'll read a book. Those are the rules. I'm always glad when they get ready, because I like to read to them. I do. I love reading to my girls. So we read a book the other night. We were reading Tom Sawyer. I'm reading them Tom Sawyer because Mark Twain, great author, and they're 5 and 9 years old. They're young for it, but they catch up to it, and they're fascinated by all the language. He uses big words and beautiful writer. And I picked Tom Sawyer, not Huckleberry Finn, because Tom Sawyer is a nice kid. Goes to school, he goes to church, lives with his aunt. Now, Huckleberry Finn is a dirty little homeless little white trash creep. And the main problem is that he won't stop saying nigger. I mean, 40 times a page. I can't sit on my daughter's bed and just say nigger all night and then put her to sleep. I just ain't gonna do that. Anyway, I'm reading him Tom Sawyer, and it's a real nice book, but then all of a sudden he runs into Huckleberry Finn on the street. And then Tom saw his friend Huck Finn. I'm like, oh, God, okay. All right, let's take it easy here, fellas. Let's just have a nice, quiet conversation here. Let's see how this goes. Huckleberry Finn was carrying a dead cat. It's not a good sign. He's walking around with a dead cat. Tom Sawyer says, what you doing with a dead cat, Huck? Huck Finn says, gonna cure my warts. All right. My kids are fascinated. Who told you could cure warts with a dead cat? Well, Tom Wilson did it. He learned it from Jack Johnson, who learned it from some nigger down the street. Oh, God. All right, girls, listen. Here's the thing.
America, people would say this word, and it's not a good word, and I don't know why. I'm sounding like Bill Cosby right now. But people used to say this word, and this is not a nice word to say. And so we remembered. I told the girls, you know, these boys are racists. These boys are racists, and they're not nice boys. I think we can still enjoy the stories about the fishing and the trading, and it's weird, man. There's a, you know, that's part of our history, and we have to know it's there. And how do you cope with in your past that's bad? Like, how do you try to feel like a good country when you've done things as an entire nation? How do you take your past and still feel good? You know, like when I was 8 years old, I showed my penis to a girl with Down syndrome that lived down the street. And I gotta walk around living with that every day. I gotta wake up as that guy. I was 8. If I did it yesterday, it would be considered a lot worse. But I'm still the dude that did that. I was just a kid, but this is still the penis that I showed to the girl with Down syndrome by the dumpster behind Kentucky Fried Chicken. That happened. Those were my values at 8 years old. And I know that's an awkward thing to equate to slavery in America, but it's kind of the same thing. Because that happened here.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of the way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side, maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch
about to fade away. Cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up all my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side, maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. You're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I know you do wrong. It hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away.
I encountered some really interesting racism because it was from very liberal people. I was in L.A. There's this place called Amoeba Records, and it's like the cool, funky...
Amoeba Records is very cool.
Yeah, they're like really, cool. Really, you know, grunge, and they're cool.
A lot of LP.
Yeah,
you know,
so...
That's still cool.
I go in there, and I'm in the video section, and, you know, like just like I'll Google myself every time I touch a computer, I go look for my stuff. And I made Pootie Tang, so I go look for it, and it's in the black film section. And I'm looking through the black film section, and it's every movie with a black person in it. It's not like movies about Afrocentric subjects. It's just anyone who's black is in that section, and they're not in the other sections. So it's like this ghetto of black movie. Just anybody who's black has to be in that section. And so I went up and asked the girl who works there, who does the curating, and she's this chick with nose rings and punky hair, and I go, you know, that's really kind of racist. You have like a ghetto, you have like a black section in your video. And she's like, and she turned red because the idea that she could be racist. Oh, that she's like, oh really... no, look at me.
Look at me, stop.
Look, I'm in LA.
I'm a liberal chick here.
And I'm like, you know, if you're a black filmmaker and you make a drama, you hope people will look through the dramas and just pick, you know, have the opportunity to pick you out of any drama. Why do you have to be in the? It's, you know.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, I'm gay. And
no.
we have a gay section. And I'm glad.
You pulled that out. Like, what does that have to do with anything?
And like black people have to be like gay people?
Yeah.
That they need gay cinema and black cinema?
Wow. That is
anyway,
real typical
liberals
liberal
can
thinking,
be totally racist.
Anyway. So now I'm married, and sex is very different when you're married because it doesn't exist, actually. I was talking to a friend of mine about how my wife and I don't really anymore, and he said, well, does she blow you at least? What are you high? You think she's blowing me? Who wants to blow their husband? Who the would want to? What a bummer to blow your husband. You don't want to blow your husband. You want to blow your date. That's who you want to blow. You want to blow a guy you've been dating and you don't quite know him yet. He comes over and he picks you up. Ooh, that's a new shirt. I never saw that shirt on him. It's very handsome. You go to dinner. He's like, here, try this. Oh, new things. I like new things. Tells you something funny, makes you laugh. Oh, he shouldn't say that, but it's shouldn't so. Tells you a sad story. Oh my God. You go back to his place, you his cock and you go home. That's the proper context for a blowjob. Nobody wants to blow a guy and then go to IKEA with him all day. That's not fun. Do his laundry and then he comes out of the bathroom. All right, you my dick, okay? We my dick right now? Yes, I'm dying to your smelly old disgust for the 1,000th time. I can't wait. My wife gave me a hand job the other day, and I got to tell you that I think that hand job was probably the saddest thing that ever happened in America. It really was the saddest thing. That hand job was so tragic. There should be like a monument to that hand job with a reflecting pool where you just sit and think, God, that was sad, and a little thing where you put rocks on it and think about it, and you know. Here's what happened. I'm going to tell you about this hand job. My wife and I were home in the middle of the day. The baby was asleep on our bed. The 4-year-old is wherever the she goes all day. And my wife and I are sitting on the couch, just sitting there, just married on the couch, you know, just... And my wife looked at me, and I don't know where she got this sort of sense that I was in. She said something like, hey, we have to go to that thing for the... And I was like, oh, who gives a shit? Like, I don't know what it was that tipped her off that I was starting to feel real bad. Here's the thing, is that as far as sex, for guys, it's just not... we just need to release. That's all it is. We just need it. Women, it's like a fucking emotional thing when we need to come just because we need to. Women, it's like they get into it. They shiver, and then they lie on their side and cry after and all that kind of But for guys, it's just something that we need to do so that we won't murder people. That's all it is, really. Just maintenance. Open the valve once in a while, please. The city should put a red tag on the that has a PSI level that's unacceptable. And my wife always waits till it's till it's critical. She lets it go so long until finally we're sitting on the couch and she looks at me and like, okay, we're going to all be in the paper tomorrow if I don't do something. So she doesn't want to me, she doesn't want to blow me, so she looks at me and she goes, well, would you like a hand job? And I'm like, yeah, that sounds awesome. So we go upstairs to my daughter's room because it's the only empty room in the house. Hey, you know what? F*** you. I paid a rent. I'll shit on her bed if I want to. Seriously. Let me have a hand job in my house. It's all I get. It's not me. She won't jerk me off in the living room because it's too much nice shit I'm not allowed to come on. That's the whole thing. I don't even get to enjoy my orgasm because the second I'm coming, she's pointing my away from stuff. Ew, oh, careful. She points it into my belly button, like, make it go back in there. Can it go back in? All right, so I'm laying on the floor in my daughter's room, looking up at the mobile of ducks and airplanes. What does a duck need with an airplane? What does a baby give a shit? So I'm laying there on the floor, and my wife is just sitting next to me, just in her bathrobe, just like... And weirdly, I'm not getting off on this. The woman grimacing and tugging on my penis dryly while basically reading People magazine at the same time. It's not that I'm not getting off on it for some. It's taken me a while to come, and she starts getting impatient. She's like, "Come on, come on!" Like yelling, "Come on!" into my seriously. At one point, I wanted her to lick her palm. I got this idea. Maybe if she licks her palm, there will be some semblance of something going on. And so I had to... You got to approach asking for those things carefully. You can't just go, "Hey, lick your palm," like that, because that'll ruin whatever mood there already isn't. So I go like, "Hey, lick your... Maybe lick your palm. Lick your palm. Lick your palm." She's like, "What?" "Lick your palm, lick your palm, lick your palm." She goes, "What the f*** are you saying to me?" You know what she thought I said? She thought I said, "You look like your mom." So now I gotta get that out of my head. I'm trying to like close my eyes and fantasize that she gives a shit. Nothing's working. And finally she goes, "Hey, I'm getting really tired." So you know what I did? I finally just took her hand in my hand and I just jerked myself off with her hand. She's like, "Oh, thank you. That's much easier that way." That has to be the lowest form of sex that's even possible. To just be jerking myself off with my tired wife's hand. She might as well be dead at that point. Seriously, she might as well be a corpse. I came home and found her dead, and it, I'm getting one more before I call the police. Just one more. Who's hurting? I'm not hurting nobody. I'll call 911. She's not getting any deader. Cops find DNA on her wrist. She gave him a hand job and then died of shame, I think. I don't know what happened. I don't know.
Right under her breast.
Yeah.
And Katie Couric actually had to cover her mouth and go, "Oh my God."
She had to cover her mouth.
Yeah, they came back and she was in shock. It was wonderful. Just love it. And they had to go away.
The only interesting things that really happened, it's like I got to see the Yankees win the World Series in 95, whatever, the first year of that dynasty.
Yeah.
I was at the game. But the thing I remember is the guys that ran out on the field. Like 3 different guys ran out on the field. I just love people that run on the field. I just think that's the greatest kind of person in the world. Because the dude had a good enough seat to be right on the wall.
Yeah.
And you know he was without a shirt saying, like, "I'm going out there." And his friends are like, "You're stupid."
Dude, I'm doing it.
I'm doing it. And the look on their face, dude. Once they make the commitment and they're on the infield, like looking at Derek Jeter, and he's looking at him like, "You idiot." But
you are so going to jail.
Like, yeah. And the media tries to be, "We don't show it."
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
yeah, the
wow,
camera goes away. We're not going to show this as a man on the field. We don't want to
condone this type of behavior, so we're not
everyone
showing
wants
the video.
to see it.
And then the cops have to make an example of him, so they hit him really hard. Drag him off. I just love that guy. I love that moment in anyone's life.
The takedown is fantastic.
I'm missing the rest of the game. I'm spending the night in jail. I'm going to get hurt. I don't care.
I hate that they've taken that.
I'm on the one guy slid into home plate.
Yeah.
With no shirt on in October.
I hate they've taken that out of the sporting events, man. When your team wins it all, whatever championship it is, and you get to run on the field. That doesn't happen anymore.
No, that
used
best
to be
part,
the greatest thing ever.
Like Chris Chambliss when he hit the game-winning home run.
And he couldn't even get to home plate.
No, and they have this one picture of him where one fan is trying to take his helmet off of his head
while he's running.
And he's just going, forget
the game. I want that help. Give me your.
What about the one Wade Boggs? He's on the horse backwards, and everyone is out of the stands, and he's got champagne and
on a cop's horse.
A cop's horse backwards, and the fans are all over the field. I mean, you miss those moments.
Yep. It used to be part.
When you just would see the sea of people just coming over the wall.
Yeah,
and they would destroy the place.
Movies about it.
They'll
shoot it that way.
Yeah. Like they're allowed to.
But now your team wins and everyone has their bang sticks or whatever in the stands. Who cares?
Well, like a half hour before the game is over, they put a line of police on horseback. They surround the whole field.
Right.
You're not jumping out in front of that.
And you have your noisemakers.
You'd have to be how drunk do you have to be to jump into a horse?
You used to come to the game with a jar because you know you're taking some of the field home with you.
Yep.
All right, let's.
I was driving through a questionable area one time where there were prostitutes. And let's just say I had glasses many, many years ago. Let's just say there was a transsexual who walked over and snatched my glasses. And then I was sitting there.
Why did she want your glasses?
What's that?
Why did she want your glasses?
Thank you for at least sheeing it up and keeping the illusion going. And I was
It's out of respect for her. I'm respecting her choice.
I was sitting there, and let's just say I couldn't drive because I couldn't see. And I saw a police car.
Oh, God.
And I saw a police car, and I had to high beam the police car and say, he took my glasses. And the policeman had to walk over and go, did you take his glasses? Oh, my God. And this person had to go, yes. And the policeman had to say, give the glasses back.
Oh, my God.
Because the policeman said, what are you doing around here? I said, I'm lost.
And you lost and a tranny stole your glasses?
Stole them right off my face. right through the window.
Why did she steal them?
I have no idea.
She was mad at you for something.
Why did he steal them? Let's just...
come on.
Let's stop this. Let's stop humoring him.
Yeah,
why did that man with breasts steal your glasses?
Why did that gentleman?
I don't know. I actually don't know. They're crazy. They carry razors soaked in garlic. I don't know.
Garlic.
Not emotionally healthy
Vampire?
people. Why garlic? They have the genitals of both sexes.
Was there
Why garlic? Because Norton looks like Nosferatu.
Yeah.
They have their genitals duct taped to their.
Was there a conversation going on?
No. Yes, it was.
Oh, thank you, Opie. Just stop. Why
The window was down. There was something
Can we
going
have
on.
an intervention about this little homosexual?
No. I'll tell you. I was at a stop sign. It was in the meatpacking district. There was a bunch of trannies.
Stop sign at the meatpacking district.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Of course, I was riding around looking at whores, but I wasn't talking to this one. I didn't see it coming.
Oh, so just an arbitrary hooker that happened to be a dude just came and took your little glasses off
That's
your
what
face.
I'm trying to tell you. Right. And it snatched.
So a girl walked up that looked like Daryl Strawberry, and you just started talking to her.
Nobody would talk.
I'm gonna tell you what happened. Norton had one of those little tirades that he has if Kenny's around. But he forgot Kenny wasn't there, and a big transvestite stole your glasses.
First of all, transvestite is different, and you don't want to be lumped in with Haitians. They don't want to be lumped in with.
Oh my God!
A little respect.
Oh, damn it, Norton.
Transsexual and transvestites.
But no, that's long before I ever heard of Kenny. That's before I think before I even did comedy. It was
he cursed out. He cursed the tranny out for something.
Yeah, something went on.
My glasses got
He doesn't want to share it.
So why would they just reach
into
in
your
and
window
take
and took
your
your
glasses?
glasses?
Yeah, because I wouldn't. I'll tell you what it was.
There you go.
I wasn't buying.
It was
I
a
wasn't
very
picking up a hooker.
aggressive salesman.
It was, yes.
Who was leaning and going, come on, I swear this would be a good experience.
It was somebody
for
that
you.
goes,
and you're going,
looking,
no, thank you.
Because you were looking for something prettier.
I was not going to pick up. You don't understand how my addiction works.
You were trying to actually get some meat. You were trying to get some steaks at the meatpacking district.
Yes, I was riding around looking for
employment. It was a huge misunderstanding.
No, because I wasn't picking up, and that's what it was about. It was just, she got annoyed and snapped it. It was like that fast, and I had no communication with this person whatsoever. None. And I had to tell the police, she took my glasses. And the police had to get them.
Hilarious.
And they said, give back the glasses.
There you go, Coke Logic. There's your next animation.
Yeah, please.
I just visualized
I'd love to see that one.
God,
hey, we got to take a quick...
Magoo, you've done it again. You couldn't see?
Do you know what it's like to sit in your car in a sea of men in dresses and not be able to drive away?
Sir.
I can't go anywhere. I got bad eyesight, folks.
Sir,
thanks to LASIK.
A blurry thing stole my glasses.
Magoo, I'll ask this nice young lady if she could help me.
A confused, self-hating blur took my.
You just had to sit there until you got your glasses.
I love traveling and seeing all the different parts of the country. I live in New York. I live in a... there's no value to your doing that at all. I live in New York. I always, like, there's this old lady in my neighborhood, and she's always walking her dog. She's always she's very old. She just stands here just being old. And the dog just fights gravity every day. Just the two of them, it's really, the dog's got a cloudy eye, and she's got a cloudy eye, and they just stand there looking at the street in 2 dimensions together, and she's always wearing like this sweater dress. I guess it was a sweater when she was like 5'10", but now it's just like this sweater, and her legs are a nightmare. They're just white with green streaks and bones sticking out, and her legs are awful. I saw a guy with no legs wheeling by, and he was like, ugh, no, thank you. I do not want those. I'd rather just have air down here like I have than to look down at that. I see these two all the time. And I always look at them and I always think, God, I hope she dies first. I do! I hope she dies first for her sake. Because I don't want her to lose the dog. I don't think she'll be able to handle it. If the old lady dies first, I'm not worried about the dog. Because the dog doesn't even know about the old lady. This dog is aware of 3 inches around his head. He's living in 2-second increments. The second he's in and the one he just left is all he knows about. But if he dies, this lady, she's gonna be destroyed because this dog is all she has. And I know he's all she has because she has him. If she had one person in her life, she would not keep this piece of shit little dog. Even if just some young woman in her building one morning were to say, "Good morning, Gladys," she'd be like, "Oh, good," and just flush him down the toilet. Dog just keeps bumping on the drain. She gives up. Ends up just on her dog for the rest of her life.
Part of being an artist is you get fed up with yourself, so you just go, I might as well really talk.
Right.
You lose the comic rhythm, and you start getting actually funny and getting
the need to crush.
And I think, getting back to our subject, that's happened in some degree with this filmmaker, because he started with the Hard 8, just going like, here's how my voice sounds. Here's how I look at things. Here's how I film stuff. Here's how I use music and cutting. And and what he had underneath that grew and grew over time was the ability to have actors live with a really just a tragic sadness, and to see the value in actors that weren't exactly kicking ass in other areas yet. And then Boogie Nights was his, like, I'm in Hollywood and I got Marky Mark and I got Burt Reynolds and I'm going to make this John Holmes movie, and the whole second half is going to be so dark and violent and it's going to be a mess, man. And the first half of it is just beautiful to me. That's just my feeling. Yeah. Second half, I just didn't care about, but I knew I was watching a guy who's extremely special and learning. But he only got richer and richer and richer after that.
This is a story that takes place. I'm going to tell you the story. It's kind of a messy story. It takes place over a lot of years because it started with my friend Mike, who told me this story. This happened to him back in the 90s. He was going home for Christmas, and he lives in Connecticut. He grew up in Connecticut in some town in Connecticut. And he didn't like going home. He's one of those people, he came from a place, doesn't like it anymore. And he goes back, he doesn't know how to handle his family, you know? And he came from a family of white racists, and he doesn't like going home. But it's still home. So he went home for Christmas one year, and everybody's hanging out during the day, talking, having lunch. And his father and his brother both work at this factory, and his brother's grousing about his day at work. And he goes, yeah, and then this nigger fell asleep with the forklift. And then my friend Mike heard that, and he went, oh, God, why am I part of this people? I hate this. And he felt bad. And then that night, he's in the kitchen, and he's having a warm milk or whatever.
And I don't know why that's funny, but what that says about yeah, because he's a no. He's just sort of having some time to himself, and his cousin comes downstairs. Was staying, and his cousin, he likes his cousin. That's the one person he always felt connected with. And his cousin's like, "What's wrong, man?" And he says, "Well, geez, I come home and I hoped that everything would be, normal. But then my brother says, he's about the factory and this nigger fell asleep with the forklift." And his cousin goes, "Oh my God, the nigger fell asleep with the forklift?" So this is the first part of the story, okay? So Mike tells me that story about how he's just not listened to by anybody in his family. And then later on, I get a job writing on a TV show for Cedric the Entertainer. Great guy. And he had a show, and he hired a writing staff, half white writers, half black writers. So at lunchtime, we talk about race. It was just, we'd have these provocative, interesting conversations, trading notes about race, with the white writers and the black writers. And I told that story. I told the whole thing about the guy, nigger the forklift, and then the cousin saying, well, the nigger the forklift. And then one of the writers, a black writer, he goes, "There's nothing worse than a nigger falling asleep at the forklift." Making it harder for the rest of us. Still, nobody's quite hearing what my friend was going through. And then, about a year later, I'm hanging out with my friend Dino. Dino's Greek. He has no dog in the race. He doesn't care either way. He's Greek. Greeks aren't white or black. He just got a big nose and he just stands there. And I told Dino the whole story. I told him about the guy, the forklift, and and then the black, and then Dino says, "How do you fall asleep at a forklift?" Well, sexual perversion is a problem. You can't stop it. People got to do what they got to do, and this country's pretty perverted. I mean, we have to jack off to everything. There's nothing that just gets. There's not like sex and then everything. Sex is in everything. You watch the news and there's a woman like telling you, and in Libya. I'm like, yeah, well, tell me about Libya. Fucking tell me about Libya. Say Libya again. Come on, fucking right up to the screen, my flat screen. Come on, say Libya again. It should just be a person in Libya, whatever. Why does it have to all be so sexualized? And music, like everything is like every musician is attractive. Isn't that a weird coincidence? That everyone who can play music also looks good? I would have thought there'd be like one ugly guy with a guitar who would be amazing, but zero. And there's like teen pop idols who are children. And they're on TV like going, it's a kid. And folks are jacking off to them. Folks. Just folks are jacking off. Well, folks are jacking off to the girls on TV. Some of them are really young. I can't think I don't know their names. I don't have that knowledge anymore. I'm too old. Britney Spears is like, when I think of a teen idol, is Britney Spears. That's how old, because she's my age now. That's how long ago that was. She caught up to me. When I was 35, she was 18, and now we're both 44 years old. So that's how little I know about who these people are.